Hi Aquarius, I hope you're doing well. I want to go ahead and do your reading for the last portion of February 2019. And before I actually get into it, I do want to mention there's a new addition to my channel. I'm going to be adding a link for donations. If you felt like donating, totally cool. If you don't, totally cool. No pressure. Yeah, so that's something. If you find these videos helpful, feel free to. And if you don't worry about it. No big deal. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into your energy. I've already shuffled the cards. I'm going to do a little bit more though. Show me energy present for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, please. Connect me to the energies of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, please. Aquarius energy. Show me energy present for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So you have the Seven of Wands popping out, Aquarius, in reverse. In reverse, this talks about letting go of anxiety in situations. It talks about not wanting to fight anymore. It talks about no longer fighting in situations. Sometimes it just talks about letting a situation go and not turning back for it. You know, we're finished with the situation. Here at the bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Cups as well. This is talking about options. Sometimes when we move on from something, we are presented with a life full of options, and you know, sometimes that you have to take the next step. Some of you, this may be in regard to feeling more so positive in regard to taking a direction. You know, everybody's going to be different. I'm not going to read too much into it. I want to pull the rest of your cards out. Show me more for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, please. We have the High Priestess here, Virgo, Pisces energy, trusting the self, you know, trusting the direction that you want to go in, being in connection with people who are tarot readers, who are psychics, cultivating that energy for yourself, becoming that on your own. You know, could be dealing with Pisces, could be dealing with Virgo. But a lot of the time it is trusting your own intuition. Okay, show me more for Aquarius, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. So you have the Eight of Wands here, Aquarius. Fast movement. Communication, quick communication. It's communication that kind of, bam, it's not like the Tower, but it's definitely information that comes maybe at more of a surprise. It is emails, texts, written letter, notes. It is sometimes travel, you know. Let's pull more. Show me more for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So you have the Six of Cups in reverse. With the Five of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck for the Six of Cups in reverse. So Six of Cups, this can talk about people wanting to communicate with you, somebody from the past that you've known, somebody who's kind of been out of your life, but now they're back. It can talk about reconciliations or the desire for one. It can also talk about children. It can talk about experiences that we've had as children, people that we've known for long periods of time. You know, you have it in reverse here, though. So in reverse, it could be saying no to somebody that you no longer want to be in connection with. You don't want to resolve anything or reconcile with somebody. You have the Five of Pentacles here, leaving something out in the cold, letting it go, not wanting to be part of a situation that feels like it's lacking on whatever level it may be lacking in, financial, emotional, mainly, I feel. In regard to the Six of Cups, too, in reverse, this can talk about worrying, reminiscing, sometimes rumination in regard to things, sometimes romanticizing situations that have been negative for you. That's really important to recognize too when we are stuck in a situation and we have intense connections to people, yet they've shown us that they are willing to treat us poorly. They show us that they will fight with us. They show us that, you know, they're okay with being a shit, you know, to us, yet we still find a very nice rosy glow to look at the whole thing in. We still find a level of, I don't want to say forgiveness, but delusion, you know, non-acceptance of a situation. We want to see it in a higher light than maybe what it was, you know, either to feel better about ourselves or to keep the toxic connection alive. That's a reality for some people, okay? Not everybody's going to resonate with this reading, but that's a reality for some people, you know, and this is talking about releasing that energy. It's talking about choosing to no longer wish to be in a situation where we're experiencing anxiety with somebody, where we're constantly at odds with somebody, or the thought of somebody being in our life causes us incredible anxiety and frustration, and it's almost like an inner battle of turmoil for us. In reverse, this talks about releasing it. It talks about letting it go. You know, here with the Six of Cups in reverse, you may have painful memories with this person, you know, but it's time to let it go. And with somebody, if they are somebody that's come back from your past that wants to reconcile some sort of situation with you or bring something new life, it's almost as if you've kind of had enough with it. You want to let it go. That's also indicative here with the High Priestess. You know, when you're coming out of situations like that, there's a necessity for you to trust yourself, okay? That can be very difficult for people when you've experienced something of this nature for so long that you kind of have that mindset kind of ingrained in you, you know, like you don't trust your own feelings. You don't trust your own ways of picking partners. You know, can I trust that I'm going to pick a good partner? Am I just picking duds? Like, you need to be able to move away from that. And that takes a fair level of empowerment, okay? For you to willingly look at this situation for what it was in its entirety, in its totality, and how it made you feel. Because the Seven of Wands it's a very painful card. It's frustrating. It's anxious. It's combative. It's releasing it, though, in reverse. You know, it talks about really having to get solid with knowing what we want in our lives and what we don't want in our lives, and being able to trust that. And also, with that trust, being able to communicate it very clearly with somebody, you know. If you have to let somebody go because you recognize the level of lack that they bring to your life, you realize that what they bring is not something that really can be sustained in your life any longer, and what it leads to is emotional blockage and distress. That's talking about trusting yourself in regard to delivering that message. Show me more for Aquarius, please. Show me more for Aquarius. So you have the Nine of Cups here. My Nine of Cups just walked in. You have the Nine of Cups here. The Nine of Cups talks about emotional satisfaction. It talks about, a lot of people say it talks about wishes being granted and you're going to get your wish and whatever. I don't really subscribe to that much. I see it more as emotional satisfaction. I see it as recognizing the things that we truly want in our life and actually having them manifest. You know, if you're dealing with a situation that I've been talking about previously here, you know, this is talking about getting very clear in regard to what you want in yourself, feeling how you want to experience your life and trusting those feelings, you know. And I do want to talk about manifestation just because this card is bringing up that energy for me very clearly. And this, nice. This is forward movement. This is life spark. Here we have life spark again as well. In regard to moving forward in that direction, manifestation, a lot of it really plays into how we feel within ourselves and how we think about things. So if you have this like frustrating, negative, anxiety-ridden feeling in regard to love and relationships and the people that you seem to draw in or that are attracted to you, you have to be careful about how you perpetuate that cycle. You have to be careful about how you continue thinking and feeding into that, because when we hold our energy there, when we hold our thoughts there, we give that energy life. We breathe life into it. Now, we can do that through worry. We create energy that is essentially worrisome energy, and the universe is like, oh, you're resonating on this level with energy. You may not want to, but you may be resonating with it. And so the universe says, okay, you're feeling a lot of pain. Let me keep feeling that with you, you know? And I know a lot of people are going to be like, fuck you, Iceland. It doesn't make any sense. Sure. All right. Whatever. But to manifest, we need to allow things to break down. We need to change our perspective. We also need to rewire our heart. Pisces, last 2 weeks ago, their reading was called Rewiring the Heart. I have no idea if that's going to make any sense to you. I don't know if it's going to resonate with you at all. If you feel like watching it, Pisces, Rewiring the Heart, last 2 weeks ago. But either way, this is coming to internal terms with what we want in our lives, and how we go about that. What truly resonates with you? What makes you feel good? What do you want? You know, and I do want to mention too here as well with this. You want to manifest something with a really positive lover? That's great. But with the Magician here, in regard to manifestation, there's a lot of silliness that comes with manifestation. There's a lot of pretend that comes with manifestation. There's a lot of prancing around the house and feeling like a fancy little ditty with manifestation. You know, sometimes we just have to primp and put on makeup and get our nicest little outfit, even if it's just you on a rainy day, and you talk to yourself in the house and you pretend that you have a partner there and you feel the love. You create that energetic feeling, okay? You make sure that you're feeling happy, you feel satisfied. And if you're saying, oh God, this is so stupid, this isn't gonna work, what the fuck is she talking about? Well, you're kind of killing it there. Even if it feels like fantasy land, you get into that fantasy, make it happen. That's essentially magic as well. But like, you know what, this is forward movement. You're feeding that energy. You're creating that energy. That is in essence this. She's magical, okay? This is a very, very spiritual being. Somebody who's in tune with the darkness and the light, both aspects, the living, the dead, you know, everything else in between. Very, very silent movement, but very, very effective and penetrative. Here we have the Magician at the bottom of the deck. This talks about manifestation entirely, but manifestation that comes when we release energy that's negative, when we release our stagnation and worry. You know, you can manifest while worried and frustrated and upset and hurt, and you'll get more worry, frustration, upset, and hurt coming to you. But when you release it and you change the vibration and you actively seek out what it is that you want to experience, and then you actively initiate the feeling and the energy within it to feel it, to live it, to experience it. You know, sometimes it's going to sound crazy. Sometimes I will sit there by myself and I will laugh. And I will laugh and ha ha hee hee ho, you know, ridiculous. I sound like a fucking moron. But what it's doing is I'm raising my vibration, and then I start getting into it, and then I start like, oh my God, and I start pumping this energy through me, and I can feel the shift in vibration. I can feel my energy change, and I can promise you really, really wonderful things start happening in my life when I do that. Even if that is just to alleviate that negative space in my head, that one that needs to go down the chute, that's part of that, you know? You have to find tricks and ways to do things. You can't just say, oh, I want to be happy. I want like the hottest dude on the block to come and like, you know, fuck me good. No, sorry. Like, you'll get that when it's ready for you, but you have to be ready for it. Sorry to be so guttural and vulgar. Just, people want good things, and you can have good things, but you can also help those good things into your life. Show me more. So you have Scorpio death card here. Doesn't have to be a Scorpio, but we have the death card. So this is energy that needs to go away. It is releasing things. It's transition. It's basically release with intent to change. And here we have the Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So the Ten of Wands basically talks about burdens that we willingly carry. It talks about energy that we know doesn't really work for us, yet we've still tried to work with it forever and ever, but now we actually realize that it's not effective. And so now we've learned that, and now we can let it go. A lot of the manifestation stuff I talked about is incorporated with that as well. Now, in regard to this Eight of Wands and the Death card, you could be in communication with a Scorpio person. Doesn't have to be, but this is communication of a finality, okay? Communication of a finality. Releasing energies with somebody that you may have been involved with after a while, or for a while, but it no longer works for you. It no longer serves you. It no longer allows you to... You no longer want to allow yourself to remain in that stagnancy. How about that? Okay. Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck, releasing things. So let's clarify some stuff here, Aquarius. Aquarius, show me energies for Aquarius. Show me the Seven of Wands in reverse. So yeah, you have the Magician here for the Seven of Wands in reverse. So when, with the Three of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so everything I was just talking about, the Magician manifestation, he presented himself at the bottom of the deck in the last little bit there. When we release this energy, when we no longer want to engage in situations that are anxiety-ridden and leaving us in mental spaces that are unhealthy and stagnant and frustrating, we actively make the choice to release that. We actively make the choice to go away from that energy. And when we do that, we give ourselves the opportunity for something new. We give ourselves the opportunity to shake off those shackles and move forward towards something that we actually want. But again, for some reason, there's like a huge energy here where I need to tell you about manifestation and how to do it. You know, do it. Be active with it. This is talking about active participation. Nothing happens without active participation in regard to how you move forward, okay? It's not going to just drop out of the sky and kiss you. Like, that rarely happens. You need to make things happen in your own life here. Show me the Six of Cups in reverse for Aquarius, please. You have the Nine of Wands here, Aquarius. The Nine of Wands talks about, pardon me, I'm sorry. The Nine of Wands talks about defensiveness. It talks about frustration and, again, anxiety. If you've been dealing with somebody here, you have three water cards. Six of Cups in reverse, Nine of Cups, Death card. The reason I say water cups with the water with the Death card is because it is Scorpio energy. You have heavy water energy here. But in regard to the Nine of Wands with the Six of Cups in reverse, this talks about being anxious with somebody, being defensive with somebody. Basically, like, choosing to engage and endure with that, but like not really wanting to. Here we have it letting go. So we have a situation that we've been anxious about, we've been frustrated with a person. We don't want to deal with that anymore. You know, we don't want to be, I'm feeling like entrenched and tethered to somebody anymore. And it's like, you want to let it go. You need to find your own balance here. You need to release them and find your own balance. Show me the High Priestess for Aquarius, please. So you have the Queen of Cups here, Aquarius. Now, the Queen of Cups is beautiful with the Fool at the bottom of the deck. The Queen of Cups talks about, it's an energy that is incredibly emotionally balanced. It's somebody who's compassionate, compassionate towards the self, okay? They're compassionate outwardly towards everybody else, or most people as well, those that are deserving, sometimes those that are not deserving. But somebody who is very compassionate towards themselves, somebody who recognizes what works for them and what does not work for them, and takes the reins of that to effectively be, well, effective in their own life, you know. They're not, this Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy, they can be easily stepped on because they're very compassionate and giving, but in regard to this High Priestess energy, it's more so looking at the self. It's more so recognizing what nurtures me or you, what nurtures the self, what works for me here, you know, and being kind about it, being kind to yourself about it. You know, it feels like here, it's like we've kind of stagnated in the energy, that we've dealt with people that make us feel like we're beating ourselves up by being with them, and it goes against us. Like, this is about letting it go. This is about not being in that energy. And when you do that, when you believe in yourself and you trust in your intuition and you get in tune with your manifesting juices and spill out all over the world, you create new beginnings. You create wonderful new beginnings. The Fool is about new beginnings. It's about death and rebirth, okay? But what we need to understand is the Fool going after what you actually want. The Fool talks about an energy that it's not like, oh, just brand new things are happening. Oh my God, so cool. It's literally, hey, I've been through the ringer. I've been through this situation, and it's totally fucked me up, but for the better. I see a new understanding of it. I have a completely different perspective here. You see how he's standing above the opposition? It's looking at things in a fresh eye with new perspective. Here, we have so much new perspective that we're actually willing to let it go. This toxic energy with whomever this is. Don't reminisce about them in a way where it pulls you back in. This Queen of Cups, I do want to mention this too, here in regard to this. This energy has a tendency to hold on to something that's been really negative and kind of like see it through rose-colored glasses, kind of just like, oh, well, what a poor puppy. Oh, God, that puppy tried to eat my head off 10 times, but what a poor puppy. You know, well, you know, fuck that. Like, sometimes critters need to be euthanized, you know? So that's all I'm saying here. But yeah, new beginnings, but it happens after you recognize what doesn't work for you. It happens when you garner the wisdom and the lessons in regard to what it is that you need to see, what this past relationship has brought you to see doesn't work in your life, it doesn't work in your heart or your emotions, and it helps you move away from it, okay? Show me the Eight of Wands here. So you have the Four of Wands in regard to the Eight of Wands. Aquarius and the Four of Cups at the bottom of the deck here. I feel that this is mainly in regard to this energy, this release energy here. When you let go, when you communicate clearly what you want and you manifest, you create what you want. The Four of Wands talks about a stable foundation. It talks about foundations within ourselves first, but foundations with other people. Here in this card, we have something where it's like we have a man and a woman who are, it looks like they're getting married. If that's what you want to go for, and this situation that you've been dealing with has just been keeping you in the mire, stabilize your life. Be active in how you choose to experience your life and what you put your energy towards. And this energy starts to show, you know. Remember when I told you I just laugh at hee hee ha ha ridiculous stupidness? You know, we have to do that sometimes. We have to like bring that energy out. When we do that, we raise the vibration. The more we raise our vibration, the higher we are essentially vibrating. Now, would you like to be, would you like somebody who is, I don't know, a smoker, a drinker, somebody who doesn't wash their ass, somebody who is pretty disgusting and they could give a shit about animals, they kick the dog, they don't care, they don't bathe, they don't, you know, do you want that? Or do you want like somebody who's happy, somebody who's vibrant, somebody who's clean, somebody who is ready to engage in life on life's terms, you know, somebody who is not stagnant. Maybe those examples weren't the best, but they're very polar opposites. They give contrast in certain situations. And some of you need to listen to Abraham Hicks. You know, I don't care if you think I'm trying to plug Abraham Hicks. I am. I like Abraham Hicks. They have a lot of really interesting information. It may be not what you want to hear, and it may not be something that you jive with, but those of you that can understand it and enjoy it and resonate with it, it'll be for you. Abraham Hicks. A little out there, but very cool. Yeah. You know, also this communication with this person, I do want to hit on this too. They may be wanting to reconcile a situation, and what's going on here is it's like you're putting the kibosh on that, or you're recognizing how it doesn't align with what you want. Because you here have the Four of Cups. This is not taking an offer, not accepting something from somebody. It's like saving your energy for what you actually want. Because right behind it, you have the Two of Cups here. Okay. Not accepting something because you know it doesn't resonate with you. This is what resonates with you. I will clearly communicate what does and does not work with me. And when I do that, I take the reins of my life and I create my own steady foundations within myself. I'm not looking outward for somebody to save me. I'm creating my own energy for myself. When I do that, I stabilize myself. When I'm stabilized on my own, I start to attract people who are stable on their own. It's like a domino effect, a really lovely one. Show me the Nine of Cups here for Aquarius, please. Yeah, the Knight of Cups. This is going after what you feel is right for you. It's like, I can't even fucking... It's already here before I'm saying it. I'm trying to say it, and it's right here. So, basically, this Nine of Cups, this emotional abundance, this healing, this nurturance, this good stuff here that you want... You know, when we communicate what we want, even if we're communicating this to a partner that no longer resonates in your life, you know, you're setting boundaries. Very healthy, okay? But when you do that, you open yourself up to the energy of somebody who is potentially good for you. That Two of Cups energy, this is what's on the horizon, it feels like, Aquarius. When you release that negative past energy that we feel like, it's almost as if we're kind of stuck to it here and it's caused anxiety, but like we're letting it go now. We open up the pathways for this to come into our lives, you know. And also I do want to mention here too, a lot of people are looking to be saved. A lot of people are looking to be found in regard to having somebody love them. You know, you can love outwardly as well. Like you can create love in your life, but you can go after people too. Like I'm getting like this big like hammering in my head here, like, you need to not be, what is it? Jesus, what's it called? Like, so, adhered to social structures of the norm, you know, oh, women don't pursue men, or, you know, you have to wear this and this and this, or else they're not going to appreciate you, or you're not going to be sexy enough or attractive enough, or whatever, you know, whatever. The right person will be there for you when it is the right time. And they'll love you, you know, warts and all. They will. They'll love you, bullshit and craziness and, you know, funky breath and you got a crooked toe, like whatever, they will love you. But exercising the ability to speak for yourself and release yourself from negative energy puts you in the line, puts you in the line of fire. It puts you, it basically maneuvers you to be available for something good. And it also puts you in the position where you can actually offer something good to somebody should you recognize that in someone that you want to share with. Queen of Swords. So I keep like, I was like, okay, it's coming out of my mouth faster than I can say it. Queen of Swords, cutting energy out that no longer serves you. Recognizing exactly what you want, you know, recognizing a pretty good understanding and picture of what you want in your life, and choosing to make the effort to cut out things that no longer support that, okay? You have to know what supports the energy that you want in your life. If you're dealing with people that have strung you along and been turds to you and they're still wanting to remain in your life and you're like, should I let them? No. Why do that? No. Huh. And Justice underneath the Queen of Swords. This is self-justice. When you take the reins of your life, you're not waiting to be saved. You're not a damsel in distress. You're not like, you know, You take the reins, dude. You fucking change shit. Here we have underneath Justice and the Queen of Swords. Okay. We have the Six of Cups. This person here. Okay. What we have underneath that Six of Cups is the Ten of Wands. Here we have the Ten of Wands. This is releasing energy that no longer serves us. It's letting go. It's not entertaining that anymore because we recognize that it's no longer healthy for us. And thank God. Show me the Death card for Aquarius, please. Show me the Death card for Aquarius. Show me the Death card for Aquarius. So you have, yeah, you have the Nine of Pentacles here in reverse. Now, the Nine of Pentacles here in reverse, what I want to say here in regard to this, this is ambivalence to stay single. It's also kind of like that yin-yang effect, like the boomerang, like you throw that boomerang and it comes back. You know, you may be boomeranging to a negative relationship that needs to go, you know. Here we have the Five of Pentacles underneath that at the bottom of the deck for this. If you're having a hard time releasing a situation and you're wanting to re-engage and reconnect in it, I think that it's very important for you to really look at the experience that you've had with this person. All of it, good, bad, ugly, delve deep, and really see if it resonates with you. If it feels good, do it, you know, do it. If it feels like you've had enough and you recognize that this no longer works for you and you want something far better for yourself, take the initiative and change that. Communicate the finality. Okay. All right. Aquarius, my name is Isel. I'm on YouTube as the Altruistic Mystic. I hope that this reading has helped you. Again, there's a donation link in the description box. If that's something that feels right, then go for it. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. It's no pressure. Also, yeah, if you like this video and it resonated, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will be back in 2 weeks for the beginning of March. All right, take care. Bye, Aquarius. Good luck.